first vocal exercise is a warm-up, and the goal of this warm-up is to sustain the vowel E as long as possible on the note F. And this is done based on the individual's anatomy and the individual's expiratory volume. And then we would take this number and then divide it by 80. But since not everyone knows their expiratory volume or doesn't have access to that kind of testing, it can also be done by sustaining a light S sound for as long as possible. While this isn't as accurate, it is a good method if you don't have access to other forms. So we do this by contracting the laryngeal adductors and the cricothyroid, and we're going to be warming up these muscles. And what we would like to see is as the patient works on this over time, they'll increase their duration with less voice breaks and more control. So for this exercise, we're going to have them sit with comfortable posture, not too tight because we don't want any tension, and not slouched over because we do need to have good diaphragmatic breathing. So once they're in a good posture with good breathing, they're going to try to match the F note, which sounds like this. Take a deep breath in. Exercise that we're going to be doing is called stretching, and we do this to stretch out those vocal folds with slow, controlled contraction of the CT. And we're going to be doing this by gliding from the lowest note possible up to that highest note. And we could do this using words like null or whoop. It's going to look something like this. So your lips are going to stay closed and you're focusing on opening everything up underneath. So it's going to look something like no. Exercise 3, we're going to be doing the complete opposite thing that we did in stretching and go from a high note to a low note. And we're still going to be using the word null. And for this exercise, we're actually looking to target slow, controlled contraction of the TA rather than the CT that we did in the last exercise. So we're still going to try to keep our lips together and bring everything in. And we're going to start high. So it's going to look like exercise, or exercise 4, is a strengthening exercise, and here we're focusing more on power, and we do this to improve the adductor strength in the TA, the IA, and the LCA. And what we're going to do is we're going to sustain 5 different notes, and this could be C, D, E, F, and G. And we're going to be doing this on the word ol, so kind of like old without the D. So first we're going to pull up a pitch. So I have the C pitch pulled up. We're going to take a deep breath in, listen to the note, take a deep breath in, and then we're going to sustain it as long as we can. It's going to look like this. So that was C, and we're trying to make it look like that big megaphone coming out. And then the next one we're going to do is D. And then E. And then the next one is F, like we did in that initial warm-up, but this time we're going to be doing it on ol. So F, O, and then finally G. Is exercise 4, and this is a strengthening exercise. So here we're focusing more on power, and we do this to improve the adductor strength. So those muscles coming together, including the TA, the IA, and the LCA. And we're going to do this on 5 different notes. So we're going to try to sustain the notes C, D, E, F, and G. And instead of using null or the E sound like we did in the previous activities, this time we're going to be using the word old but without the D. So ol. And what we're going to do is we're going to listen to a pitch, then take a deep breath in, and then try to sustain that note as long as we can, focusing on that big megaphone of it coming out. So it's going to sound like this. So the first one is C. So we're going to listen to the note and then take a deep breath in. And then next we're going to do the same thing with D. So the D sound, take that deep breath in. And then next E. And then back to that F sound that we did in that initial warm up. And then finally G. This is going to be our highest pitch.